Alright, so I can explain this really janky setup. Let's see, let's go more. Does that look okay? I keep getting a shadow on it. I don't even know if there's music right now. Is that coming in fine? We'll roll with it. Okay. So, the short story is I really wanted to do a sketchbook stream, right? And then it turns out that, and I'm sure that I remember hearing this at some point, it won't let me. YouTube is like, you're not good enough to be allowed to stream from your phone. So I have rigged up something in my basement so that I can still do my dumb sketchbook stream. And now I'm going to share this very terrible stream on different social medias. So give me a second. I think there's supposed to be music going. And then I turned it so far down that it's not working, or just OBS hates me a lot. But see, here's the thing. Is that if I pick up this laptop and mess with it, then I'd have to turn the front-facing camera I'm using to do this towards my face. So that ain't happening. So just enjoy the sweet, sweet sounds of nothing as I quickly do some stuff. Alright. One second. Okay. This is my sketchbook. I believe I've had it since, it says so here. I don't know if that comes through fine. It's written very gray on gray. December of 2018, which was my senior year of high school, so a couple years ago. And I'm using that as an excuse to say if there's anything in here that looks bad, it ain't my fault. I was just a dumb high school student. Now I'm a dumb college student. And that makes all the difference, friends. Here we have a sticker I got from Fangamer, because I bought a cute shirt. And I never do anything with my stickers, so I did something with it for once. Alright. To start off with, we have Animal Crossing stuff, because it was a long time since we heard any news, and I was really into Welcome to Night Vale, and I got really into Animal Crossing at the same time, for some reason. So I made a Welcome to Night Vale Animal Crossing AU, which I know everybody was begging for. Also drew some fan art for somebody's fanfic, which was really good, and I heard she's working to turn into an original story, which you always love to hear. Spider-Verse came out. I made my own Spider-Sona. Yeah, it was very cute. This is the best art that you're gonna see in here. You can't even see it that well, but it's terribly drawn Mr. Spender saying, "I'm depressed." And it really doesn't get better than that, fam. I drew a lot of Paranatural fan art at this point. I want to say this was... I had these watercolor pens that I was got for Christmas the same time that I got this, so I was practicing with those. So it's just a bunch of that. Every so often you see where I've come back later and done a sketch. Usually trying to compare and contrast. Wow, I've grown so much, but instead of looking at how I've grown, it's more of a, wow, I've gotten worse in different ways, huh? I really like Spender, so he comes up decent amount of times. This was my Paranatural spirit that I drew for myself, because who doesn't need that? And also, you're gonna see Isaac drawn like this a lot, which is, what if he was a medium and then it got real intense? And so he has like wings and fangs and little sharp claws with feetsies, with toe beans. More of Reverb is, I'm pretty sure I named them Reverb. And I made them they them, which in 2018 Katie was like, whoa, how spicy of a character to be named they them. And then I would proceed to make 50 million characters non-binary. I started reading Monster Kind, which I don't know if it's updated. It had a very slow update schedule, and it was kind of interesting, but also not exactly my cup of tea. A lot of these, you're going to see sketches where I was working out pictures. And a lot of them, not this one, I ended up using my watercolor things for. This one I just used pencil, and I was really proud of how it came out, because it looked good, and it was two characters semi-interacting with each other. At one point, I wanted to make The Nights Went Out in Georgia animatic for Ganondorf. I had designs and everything, and I felt really good because, wow, that's a full-size looking person that I drew, which is not something I do a lot. This is going to take forever if I go over this with every single page. I got into Daredevil, which is fun to watch, but also very fun to make fun of while you watch. I hate his outfit. His outfit freaking sucks. So this was me trying to make a better outfit and failing pretty bad, but you know what? I couldn't do worse than them. This wasn't necessarily an animatic idea, but I liked the song Here We Are in the Future with the Digimon partners. I also start drawing a Digimon AU for Gravity Falls, which I really liked, and I had a lot of ideas for it, and then I wrote like 2 things for it, and I never finished drawing the main cast. But it was very fun to practice drawing people. Oh! Hollow Knight. I'm officially into Hollow Knight now. You can see that I don't know how to draw Hornet, and to this day, I still don't know how to draw Hornet. I just can BS it a lot more. I have a lot of doodles or pictures of other people's OCs, because I used to go onto the Hollow Knight Amino and just ask, hey, do you want me to draw your OCs? This actually isn't my first pictures of Hollow Knight. I had another sketchbook I was using at the time where I drew most of the pictures. And then that got full, and I remembered I had this one. So there's like a big gap between like here and here. I'd say probably 6 months to a year. More Hollow Knight. I think we start getting more rumors about Animal Crossing around now. And if we don't, I just start really missing Animal Crossing. That's Becky with her Terriermon. Anyway, I start really missing Animal Crossing. And so I had these 4 bat OCs who were like it, listen, I still think that I could have done better than Nintendo. Basically, these characters came up at night and they ran a market at night when Nook is closed. And they would sell you stuff, and each person sold a different thing. And they were cool. And I designed their shop and everything. We have some Zelda stuff. Drew that one character more. Little baby Zelda. Some Ravio. But, like, my design of Ravio for an AU that I want to turn into a story sometime, but that's what I want to do with most of my AUs. I wanted to make my own phone background. I didn't do it. Hilda for the AU. More Ravio. More Zelda characters. In one of my AUs, Burn shows up in Breath of the Wild. Burn was a character from Spirit Tracks. And he gets reincarnated as a Sheikah and gets to, like, be alive again, which was cool, because he had a neat redemption moment in Spirit Tracks. Let's see. I'm in school. Several times in notebooks, I have made lists of every single animal species that has been seen in Animal Crossing to help me with making Animal Crossing OCs and such. That's Max from Paranatural as a goat. These are sketches for a bag I made. I just really like drawing characters that are small and simple. I think that's why I like Hollow Knight so much. Here is Grimchild sort of version Grim Troop Hornet. I like how it turned out. I wanted to draw a magical girl-ish little ghost. I still would like to design an outfit, but I don't know. I'm just lazy. This was for a KHRAU for Hollow Knight. That never went anywhere because it was not good or fleshed out, and nobody's into Katekyo Hitman Reborn other than me and like one blog on Tumblr. Not including Becky. Grim Troop version Hollow Knight to match his sister. Their sister. I really wanted to make sourdough around this time because I was taking classes about that type of... Oh, okay, one second. Listen, I want it to be known. I wanted to make sourdough before wanting to make sourdough was cool. Because I was in, like, plant anatomy. It wasn't plant anatomy, but it was something like that. And so we were learning about molds and stuff, and I was like, sourdough, cool. I want to make sourdough. You can see my notes for the class here. I wanted to make a video game concept, which is like it was going to be one of those farming sims, which there are so many good ones coming out, but they're also starting to flood the market, and I hope they're all good. But mine would be you're trying to rebuild a town, and there are like 5 haunted objects from 5 people who died there. And depending on what object you wear, you get a certain bonus. More doodles for a bag I made. More homework or notes from class because I forgot a notebook. I wanted to physically make a series of gyroids or gory? Those things from Animal Crossing. And they were going to be Bubblegum KK inspired. They were going to be so cute, and then I never did it. But I did draw an Inky Cat mushroom dude for Hollow Knight. Because who doesn't love Basidio mycota? Something scientific name has the word Caprinus in it. These are the Paranatural characters as villagers, because why not? And I got pretty good notes on it, and I'm really glad with what I made them. Also, there's not enough fan art of Ed. This was me trying to draw Ken from Digimon. I had an idea for an animatic for my Zelda AU that went with the song Into the Unknown because I never saw the movie, but I heard the song and it was pretty cool. Why does that person look like Tavros? That's not relevant. Oh! It was probably, Takuya from Digimon. Anyway, moving on. Ken from Digimon again, but for my AU where they have little parts of them. Thank you, Verse, for inspiring the AU, but I do not like Teeth K. I don't like that he has sharp teeth. I don't like how you characterize Teeth K, but also you are a good writer in other respects. I know they're not here. Also a Gomamon, because I like Gomamon. I have a very terrible, this is, now stick with me here, guys. Sonic the Hedgehog, Steven Universe Gem AU, Ask Blog. Now, there are several problems with that. It's Sonic, it's Steven Universe, and it's an Ask Blog, which has been a dying form for many years now, and is basically dead, but I've always liked the concept. So I always say, hey, I'm gonna make an Ask Blog, and then I make one, and then it gets 2 asks and I forget about it. Or actually, in the case of this one, I just don't answer the asks. I do have some that I could answer. And I did answer one! And I drew art for it and everything. And 2 people who follow it, I don't think, picked up on the foreshadowing that was like, whoa, the moon's behind him. That's where Shadow the Hedgehog would be located. Bum bum bum! Also, I did a doodle of him. This is my big storyboard for a Gatomon animatic to the song Honeybee, which I have a little bit for, and I've worked on in this channel before. But I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish it because I had it originally drawn like through the first verse and through first chorus. Then my laptop just completely died on me. So I never finished it. And then I started to work on it again. But you know how sometimes when you work on something again, you're like, oh, I don't know if I have the energy to do this again. So that's kind of where I am right now. But I definitely planned it all out, start to finish, which is huge for me. And not something I do often or lightly. I listen to a lot of Steam Power Giraffe songs at this point. I think the characters are kind of neat, so I made them into Animal Crossing characters. I think at this point we actually did have information on New Horizons, and I was like, whoa, cool. And I really actually like how their designs look, so that's cool. Then I had a fic I was writing for it, and I made a timeline and everything. And it really frustrates me because their own timeline does not work. We definitely have New Horizons information at this point because they're drawn in a tropical shirt. That is Jade from Hearts and Heroes, a Markiplier fan game that I really liked. And I actually bugged the devs so much they put me and Becky in the game. So that was really cool of them, and I really like those people. And then just I think that's Rukia from Bleach, Stag Beetle. That's an actual character that I can't remember the name of. More drawing. At this point, I went onto the Hollow Knight Amino, and I was like, hey, send me your OCs, and I'll draw them as Animal Crossing characters, or in the Animal Crossing style. And they were like, okay. And it was pretty fun. I should do that again sometime. If I wasn't busy writing essays when I'm not wasting time doing this. Well, it's not a waste of time, but it's definitely probably not what I'm supposed to be doing. Just more of the same. Oh, Hyper Light Drifter. I've now played Hyper Light Drifter, and I really like making crossovers, okay? So he's a bug now. I think I have Animal Crossing New Horizons now, and I drew my character. She actually came out really cute. At this point, I'm no longer interested very much in Steam Powered Giraffe, but I still like the one really big fic I was planning out. So, what do you do at that point? You make the fic your own thing. And so instead of making them robots, they were going to be like golems, but Becky and I didn't want to use the word golems. But like more rock based. And these were concept ideas for how they'd look. A cute little doodle comic I was gonna write about Sable breaking the scissors that Nook gave her, and then Mabel gets them fixed. I like Night in the Woods. I like getting existential about Night in the Woods and thinking, wow, maybe things aren't great sometimes, you know? I like May. It's a very existential game. Hollow Knight. Little ghost, but a little older and cute. Zelda. And she has a bunch of scars. And also a cute outfit. More Hollow Knight. More Zelda. More Hyper Light Drifter as Bug. Times 2. And also Papyrus is there for some reason. I also wanted to do the Pink Drifter. But I didn't know how to draw them. So I had Becky help me out. So this is all Becky. And then I drew them, and they came out pretty good. If you want details on that AU, they're on my Tumblr. I started to plan out another animatic. This was The Moss to Hollow Knight. And it would actually be pretty chill in the sense of every, like, sentence gets a video. So, like, legend has it that the moss grows on the north side of the tree. But I don't know, it's also still a lot of work and I'd want to do full colored pictures. And I never finished technically drawing out the thumbnails. I have it planned, but I haven't drawn the thumbnails for it. Deltarune is good. I got reminded of my Deltarune Undertale AU. And then I actually drew it. I actually went through and drew the first part of the AU. Ta-da! Miracles do happen, friends. And it actually turned out looking really good. And I'm really proud of how it came out. These are notes for a fic. This is me trying to figure out how to draw Sans. And the only good one is right here. But he's a close second. Let's see. More people's Hollow Knight OCs. I really like this person's Orchid Mantis OC. I did a little mini animatic that you can watch on my YouTube. More Delta Tail designs for the main characters. Because it would be these four... Sorry, not these four. These three go from Undertale World to Deltarune World. And have to try and figure out a way to get back. And then, I don't know, something plot. I never got that far. These are just further designs of what they would look like in the Dark World. You can see them clearer on my Tumblr. And now we get into Sunlight on My Tongue. And I drew these parts upside down accidentally. These were designs for a little comic I was going to make about Papyrus and his classmates when he's young, going from Snowdin to the King's Garden so that they can see sunlight through the King's Garden. Because other than the ruins, that's the only place you get to see true natural sunlight. And he would have, the virus was going to have some kind of weird growing relationship with this one deer dude. And then I didn't make it. But I did start to. Oh, here are some designs that I drew on this page for some reason. Some notes on Sans. Some notes on Azrael. And then here are thumbnails for the comic itself, Taste of Sunshine. I got about this far. And then I gave up. This was a Hearts and Heroes comic that I made in relation to one. So, the Hearts and Heroes team had certain headcanons for their own characters. And eventually said, you know what, let's just go ahead and say it out loud. We wrote Red as a trans boy. And I wrote a comic about like, cool. He comes out and they're like, that's fine. And then I had a lot of thoughts about how I portrayed that, and I explored them through this comic. Not a lot of interesting stuff here. More for my Sonic Gem AU. That's right, kiddos. That thing still exists. More for my Undertale AU. Not AU. Prologue doesn't technically conflict with canon, so I don't think it's really an AU. And then further designs, I was trying to figure out how I wanted to draw Gaster. What I did know is that I wanted him not to have any arms, and that his hands are actually bullets, so if you touch them, owie. I also wanted to make a series of pins at one point, which I still do, but I've just never gotten around to actually ordering them. And I explored the designs over here. I'm into the Magnus Archives at this point, and I make a Hollow Knight the Magnus Archives AU. Again, are you noticing a pattern of what I like to make? And I explored key points of their characters. I really like how their designs came out. I felt like I got a good, wide array of characters. And, like, silhouettes. And I was thinking that it would actually be post-Hollow Knight. And so they would have to deal with the Council of Hollow Knight. So it would be kind of post my own Hollow Knight AU, actually. This is just John. This I drew for a good fic that I read. Oh, hello! Hey, welcome to my stream. Sorry if the lighting's bad. I have a really weird setup going on, but it's good to see you, Totodile. I'm just quickly going through this sketchbook. I'm actually already halfway done. Which, it's a thick sketchbook, so you can see me trying to plan out my college schedule over here. And then I might make, no surprise to anybody, an Ask blog again, but this time for my Hollow Knight the Magnus Archives AU. And I got no asks, but it was somewhere to put things, and it gave me an excuse to draw them more. I also have this character, who is just the Hollow Knight little ghost, but I reformatted them to fit into a fic I was writing, because I was like, making characters and plot lines is so hard. I'll just steal one from another piece of media and smash it in there. And it worked well. More of the characters, but I drew them this time and colored them and ink. And they came out looking really good. We also have an Isabelle and my Spirit OC and my avatar sometimes when I feel like drawing her like that. You know, the excuse to draw is really all one needs sometimes. More reverb. The Hollow Knight, but for my Magnus Archives fic. That was a good fic. I should finish it sometime, but let me tell ya, writing hard. Ah, this is a jam-packed page. This is me trying to figure things out about myself. This is Isaac from Paranatural, and then a U where he gets hit by a car, and basically King C gets catapulted out of him, and so now he's trying to figure out what it means to be spectral that uses a tool instead of a medium, and he gets a cool new friend. Also, Dimitri, some sketches. Then I make a lot of Paranatural AUs. This is a redraw from a picture from, actually, very early on. You can see me trying to sketch it out here. And then I inked and colored it somewhere else. And then this was an update, which there were a lot of things I like about it that were better than last time, and there were a lot of things that were worse. We have Deltarune AU. Ta-da! Look, they're spectrals. They have mist coming off of them. All of my Paranatural AUs that I draw from here on out is just, I draw the character, and also they have a cool colored spectral energy coming off of them. But sometimes, again, we're back to the excuse to draw. They're spirits. I really liked my Paranatural Night in the Woods AU, which is May is, unbeknownst to her, she has been a medium to this bad boy for years, and just recently has started coming into her, like, being a spectral, and she's like a white spectral. And I don't exactly know what was going to happen, but I really liked my design for her. And I really liked the concept of this guy, because he's really big, and he looks like he's starving all the time, and instead of hooves, he has human hands. Listen, I'm just AU after AU. Bing, bam, boom. It's always on my mind. The Owl House AU. They're spectral and tool. Except King isn't always in a tool. He's usually outside of a tool, but he gets hurt a lot, and then he goes into the crown. Magnus Archives Paranatural AU. Something something, John is becoming a medium to something big and dangerous? That sounds about right. I've played Among Us now. I have made an Among Us Sona. Or rather, Becky wanted to make me an Among Us Sona, and so I drew a little sketchy for her to use. Miraculous Ladybug Paranatural AU. That one speaks for itself. Obviously, her spirit is Tiki, with the tool of the earrings. Danny Phantom Spectral AU. I don't know I can't remember exactly what it was. I think something slips through the ghost portal, and then he makes his spectral energy really dense, and it can be seen by normal people because something that's his power from the ghost or something. Not ghost. Spirit. Oh, you said something. 1 second. Dude, drawing hands is hard, and then drawing them instead of paws, extra hard. Somebody asked me to draw a Kitsune-based inspired character, so I did. That's their spirit. I don't know anything about One Piece, so somebody asked me to draw One Piece, so I tried to. Look, it's Ace or something, and he doesn't have a hole in his chest. Here's another One Piece character. She was very sexy, like all of the One Piece females, and I tried to make her still sexy, but not as sexy. Ah! We've hit, October. And I hit a wall with everything. And I no longer wanted to do art. even though I had made the prompt lists for Spectober, and I felt really bad about it. Also, I drew the goat from the Night in the Woods AU again. And May yelling, I want to feel okay again. Supernatural. The Paranatural AU, which is a mouthful and a weird mouthfeel. I was gonna actually write a fic for it because, you know, sometimes you give in to your guilty pleasures. Also, I drew Cody with both halves of Hijack for Spectober. And then Mystery School's animated Arthur as a spectral. It was a good plan. It was a very good plan. The problem is that it's in October. And it's the perfect time to do it, but it's also the worst time to do it. Does that make sense? Because people are looking for prompt lists, but they might already have prompt lists. That's why in the summer, I want to do a 1 week, so it's nice and only 1 week. Paranatural OC week of just like a bunch of prompts and just for fun. I'm gonna probably test sometime soon if anybody's interested. More doodles. Planning for an animatic for one of my AUs, and then I was like, oh, that's so much work. Oh, at this point, I've consumed the media of Supernatural many years ago, and then I watched. Actually, wait, let's talk about this first. I want to write a story that takes place in the North Pole. I want to write a Christmas story. So this is me trying to figure that out and how it would work. But then I also got consumed at the same time with, I had watched Supernatural, and then I watched, dang, what's it called? Lucifer. 1 second. And they were both like, wow, angels. And so I said, angels cool. I want to write a story about that have angels in it. And so I did a bunch of world building of these angels. Basically, like, there's 3 kinds of wings. A lot of this, like, you can read on my Tumblr if it ever sounds interesting. Wait, what sounds awesome? My Christmas story? Because it's going to be so good. I have specific roles for the reindeer. And it would... Okay, sorry. Real quick about my Christmas story. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. And I have a terrible memory. But you've been to enough of these streams that you know that. Basically, the role of Santa is like passed to the next person who has a twinkle in their eye or something like that. And this one person is trying to keep it a secret from the rest of their family that they're now Santa. And so their like sister or something is like, it's so sad. We never get to spend the holidays with you. You're always busy Christmas Eve. I'm going to come visit you on Christmas. And I got these special tickets to get there somehow. And then it's like, ah, man, I didn't want you to find out like this, sis. I'm Santa Claus. And kind of the hijinks that would revolve around that. More doodles for my angel world building. More animatic plans, this time to Lucifer for the song No Children. I designed all the archangels I wanted in my story. A lot of them are very milquetoast personality-wise, though. That's Satan. And these are the couple of the main characters. The main characters would be of my angel based story would be Charlie, who is a Nephil. Nephil? So she's half angel, half human. And then her girlfriend, Amber, who is like from a family of monster hunters. And when Charlie turns 21, her like angel energy is going to be off the charts and angels are all going to come trying to kill her. And so over the summer, they're trying to figure out how to make her no longer a half angel. And I had a lot of ideas of how it would end, and then I never felt good about them. So it's a work in progress whenever I get around to it. This was my New Year's experience. Listen, okay, the reindeer would be very good boys and girls. And the back two actually can drop out of the sled at any time and fly around the sleigh to catch, like, falling boxes or a kid who climbed on the sled and then fell off accidentally, because that's the type of hijinks that you typically see. I have this planned a little bit, baby. This was more world building for that angel story, but this time from the human front. I think I'd want to find a different word than hunters for this group. I like the keepers. I like the retriever. I had like 3 main groups of humans that deal with the supernatural. Keepers try to maintain the balance between people and monsters. Retrievers work closely with monsters. And hunters are more on the hunting. They can't be trusted. But I'd want to use a different word because obviously there's connotations to supernatural. Also, there were the Lost Librarians. More world building. The Lost Librarians had this whole system set up in their libraries of information. And I kind of just made up a bunch of crap to go with the cool symbol I drew. That's my avatar again, but drawn better and with longer hair now. Because their hair always just kind of reflects how I have my hair currently. This is, you can't really see it, but it's a picture of what it feels like to be a manager. And you expect it to be like, I wield all the power now, baby. Stand back in awe. But really, you just don't want to deal with the customers, but now you actually have to. It kind of sucks. This is Blue. I drew her really badly here. But this is Blue from Hearts and Heroes again, the Markiplier fan game. And Jade, again, from Markiplier, the fan game. But they're playing Stardew Valley because I now have Stardew Valley, and I had a lot of fun with it. And then my Switch started to break on me. AU time again! Zelda, but this time it's with Miraculous Ladybug. So you have Link, and this would be what he looks like when he has the Kwami of Courage, or at least an idea for it. But he starts with the wolf Kwami, and Zelda starts with this cat Kwami. And also Ravio, because I like Ravio, and I take every chance I can have to draw him. More Hollow Knight stuff. This was for a Hollow Knight AU I drew a lot of art for and had a lot of ideas for. I wanted to write a fic for, and never got around to doing it. But I have a lot of world building on my Tumblr for it, the Legacy AU. More Zelda stuff. Becky wanted me to draw some outfits for Zelda for her, so I did. So Zelda when she's off to war, Zelda at a formal occasion. And then 3 different versions of a casual Zelda. And then also Zelda again. Also Zelda again! That's Ganondorf, afraid of being killed. And also it's a scene from the animatic I mentioned at the very beginning of the stream that you probably weren't here for, that I wanted to make but didn't. The lights went out in Georgia. Hilda in a Zelda AU. And she has a big old scar. This was a redraw of a thing I drew once, but it didn't come out good, so I didn't finish it. Um, I don't know what this was. Give me a sec. What was this? Wait, hold on. What was this? I mean, it looks like it was probably like an animatic or a comic. Huh, I have no clue. Anyway, there's an Isaac in a cute sweater. I'm into Ace Attorney now. We're very close to the end. So of course I make an Ace Attorney Paranatural AU. Miles thinks he's crazy because he can see ghosts. That's the sum of what I ever wrote for it. I never got this far in the fic I wrote for it, but the Magatama has a spirit. And it looks cool. Bottom line. Stardew Valley art. They made the beach, village, house? Farm. They made the beach farm. And so I was like, I will get a file on the beach farm. And so I had this whole dramatic backstory that I would be like role playing while I did it. Their name was Rigel, and they were a child of the stars. And then my Switch is breaking, and I can't play it as well anymore, so I don't. And I'm waiting until I get a new Switch, but there keeps being rumors of, like, the Switch 2.0 coming out, and so I just keep putting off buying a Switch. Cool Spirit, Doctopi, Cool Spirit, Spirit Ideas. They were based off of the badges in Ace Attorney. Doodles for my Ace Attorney AU complete turnabout, which is in which the main character goes to an alternate world where instead of being a defense attorney, he's a prosecuting attorney, and secretly has a lot of like baggage and insane stuff going on for him. This is the same AU. And he finds out later, eventually, that when he woke up in a lake and coughed up way too much water, technically his other self drowned. He's okay now. They're both going to be okay in the end, but technically he drowned and died. And was dead for like 5 days to a week. I used a sticker I had for once. I was very proud of it. This is the last page. More doodles for that same AU. And also trying to figure out how I was drawing for an animatic. This was an attempt to redesign a character, and then it did not end up being a redesign. So yeah. That's my sketchbook that I've had since Christmas of 2018. Finally done. It was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And by that, I mean none of that. It was just chill. But now I've gotten to start a new sketchbook, which is always nice. Dude, I don't know if you can see well, but I had to tape up the whole side of this because it was just falling apart. But I still had so many pages left to use, so I couldn't just throw it away. Or I didn't want to throw it away. I wanted to finish a sketchbook for once. So yeah. I think I've improved a decent amount. 1 second. I'll probably end this stream soon. Like, I don't know. Where was the first time I tried to draw a full person human? Because I always drew characters with no neck for a while. You can see that. Kinda. And then I was like, at some point, the characters are gonna actually look better if I draw them with a neck, huh? So I did that, and they looked better. Oh, hey Becky, sorry. Okay, so the deal is, um, it's unlisted on YouTube. Okay, but in order to make it listed on YouTube, I would have to change my rig, like move my stuff, and that would include making the camera face my face. Cause, all right, so, um, YouTube would not let me stream on my phone, right? But I have a front-facing camera on my laptop, so I have my laptop tucked into the front pouch of my old saxophone case with my saxophone inside to kind of like counterbalance it. I don't know. There's like a difference. To like counterbalance it. Also, it's stacked on top of Mom's Gilmore Girls CDs to give it extra height. And then placed on the table. And yeah. Yeah, it's like, you don't qualify to stream on your phone? And I'm like, shut up. I think I was like, at one point it didn't matter, and I streamed once or twice. And then it was like, we're making it more exclusive, which I imagine is like just, I don't know, 200 followers or something. But still. They're cool. They're like bricks. And it honestly worked out decently fine. I mean, it's stable. You can see decently, I think. Any requests before I leave? Because again, I actually finished going through. Any good old classic hits? I guess I could try and find my old sketch. Because I had that one I had before this one that was like smaller. Where'd I put that? Anyway, thanks for coming to the stream. If you got any questions, ask them now before I try to turn off the stream without having the camera show my face because I hate how I look in the camera. No, this doesn't mean that I think I'm ugly. I just don't like how I look in a camera. I love you also, Becky. I'm sorry you miss me a lot. I wish I could come down, but I have a lot I need to work on. Actually, Totodile, you probably missed what would have interested you the most, which is the very beginning of the sketchbook, right? And I have great pictures like the badly drawn Spender saying I'm distressed. Not distressed, depressed. And a bunch of doodles I did of Paranatural characters. Like Ed. And extra medium Isaac. This was when I first started drawing him like that. Becky, I want to come down, but I also have 2 10-page essays and a 5-page essay I still need to do. I'm doing this because I needed to get it out of the way, and I did some homework today. I'll ask her about it, I swear I will, but I also have finals in 2 weeks. Also Spender again. Oh, was it the... Yeah! Good Johnny. I should draw Johnny more. Especially now that I'm better, somewhat, at drawing characters. Extra medium, Isaac. I miss you and I love you too, Becky, I swear. My spirit OC. Reverb. I think that PJ and... Oh gosh, I can't remember her name now. PJ and Max's sister should be good friends. Reverb doesn't have a story other than Reverb is cool. And my OC question marks, because it's half OC, it's half just self-insert. Spirit, who is in an old iPod Shuffle. You know, the one that's like cube shaped. Are we still live? Sorry. Anyway. Hijack. I like Hijack. I ended up not. I thought, like, did anybody ever else have this experience in Paranatural where you're like, I don't know why Zach Morrison keeps drawing Hijack on, like, their Twitter. I hate Hijack. And now, like, he's my son. More Hijack, but, like, Magical Girl. I can't remember why I drew him like that. Cinnamon Sticks and Man Lizard. They're dating. And then, I wanted to make an animatic. And then, like, a year later, I remember I have this sketchbook. And I think that about is probably everything that would be interesting to you. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off then.